Okay folks, welcome back. We are going to do another pod review today, and I think we're going to do one on this pepper plant right there. That is called the CGN 20800 or 2800, and we are going to pick one. Now, if you look at it, they're all green still. Okay, so they're all green, but we do got a couple ripe ones on there. We can get this review done early, which for me is imperative right now because I have a lot of reviews on a lot of different things to do. So I figured I'd just give you a good look at this. You can see this thing is absolutely loaded with peppers. And you can see that the peppers all pretty much are uprights, and they all come in clusters off the top. So it's a very interesting pepper. This plant is probably 2 or 3 years old now, so it's quite old. The stem completely died back, and as you can see back here, you can see that's the top of it right there where my finger is, and the stem, we put out new shoots, and it'll do this every year. You just need to cut it all the way down basically and leave a few shoots on it through the winter. And then in spring, when I bring it out, if I plant it in the ground or grow it in a pot, this is what will end up happening. But it really bumped this year really good because it's in the ground. So I'm pretty pleased with what happened. So let's pick one. We got one right here, actually. We got one right there. Getting to it's not easy because of all the other plants. And I think we got another one right there. We got two. Got to be careful. You can see the damage. There's a certain insect doing damage to all my peppers right now. And what they're doing is, if you look really close over here, they're chewing the stem back all the way to the fruit. And it's killing the pepper. In some cases, they're chewing holes directly into the pepper, which destroys the fruit. I can't even get seed out of it. But when they chew the stem of the pepper, it dies early. So it's an unfortunate thing, but that is what's happening in my garden this year. And I don't know what insect is doing this. I can't find it, and I can't figure out what it is. I just know I see the damage, and that's it. So once I can figure out who's doing it, then I can begin to fix the problem. But here it is. This is it. Try to give you a nice good zoom of that. That's the CGN 20800. Not sure if that's a Chianti or an Annam. I think it's a Chianti, it might be. I'm very confusing to remember all the names. Or it could be an Annam, I don't remember. It's nothing really special, like, it's not a Predimisium or anything like that. It's a standard variety, but it is got its own categorization. And so give you different lighting on it so you can see. It's just a little round pepper, but we're going to go and taste test that right now. So let's turn you around and give it a go. All right, everybody, welcome back, and we got another pod review to do today, and today's pod review is going to be on this pepper right here, and it is called the CGN 20800. Now, I had done a pod review in the past, but I'm going to run a new video on this so I can upload it to my website where it's more relevant and more up to date, and just scrap the old video. But here it is. Try to give you a good look at that. It's just a little round pepper. You can see it's got a little bit of lobing in it, very little. And it's a good size. Got a little bite mark on it, I believe, right? Where is it? Right there, I think there's a little bite mark on it because there are insects chewing my peppers up this year, and what they do is they eat a hole in it, or they chew on the calyx, which is where the stem is, and when they do that, they ruin the pepper. So here it is, and let's give that a go. Try to give you good lighting, so it's hard to see what it's going to be the best lighting for it. All right, so let's give that a go. Okay, so let's talk about the taste of it. It's got a very interesting flavor. It's definitely not habanero, definitely not green bell pepper. It kind of falls into the cayenne side of flavors. Doesn't taste like cayenne, but I don't know what else to tell you it tastes like. And it's a very nice flavor, by the way. I really like the flavor of it. Though you're not really growing this pepper specifically for cooking per se, but you can. So it's got that kind of a flavor. Let's talk about heat, because the heat is relatively mild, but yet a little bit on the strong side. So the heat has a very consistent burn across the top of the tongue, a little bit on the tip. The lips are burning a little. And it's, as far as Scoville wise, how hot is it? This particular one that I just ate, and that's been ripening on a plant for at least a month, just like that. It's been there for a while. I was worried the birds were going to eat it, because I got this one bird that jumps around in my garden pulling worms, and I figured he might see that and eat that, but so far he didn't eat it. So the heat, if I was to put a number on the heat, and this is just my opinion, of course, this isn't an exact number. In my opinion, what is Scoville on this thing? If I was to give it a number, I'd probably say around 5,000. Between 4,000 and 5,000, somewhere around there. And it potentially could be a little hotter. That would be my opinion on that. But as of right now, this pepper is somewhere around between 4,000 and 5,000. Like I said, the heat was pretty much the tip of the tongue and then rolling back across the surface of the tongue. The lips are warm from it. That little pepper was absolutely loaded with seeds. That thing was like all seeds, basically. And some juice in the middle. It was like suspended in a juice. So that whole thing, once you bit it, it broke up like a berry. And then the seeds separate, and then you're left with this, this juice that comes out of it. And it's a hot juice, If you're not expecting it and you bite it and it squirts to the back of your throat, yeah, that can make you choke. It could happen. It is hot enough to do that to you. But it's a good little pepper, to be honest with you. I really like this thing. But this year we really, really ramped up production, because I planted it outdoors this year, which is a good thing, because I'm running low on that seed anyway. There's really not much else to say about it. I don't know if it's an Annam, Chansey, or Bacatum. It's not a Bacatum. It's either an Annam or a Chansey. So it's one of the two, or it's something really odd, maybe a pendulum or something, But either way, I will put all that information down in the description, and then that way you could look it up. But as far as the taste goes, it's a really nice taste. Again, it's not habanero, green bell pepper flavor. If it's not any of those two, then the only other thing it could start to fall into, as far as categorizing that flavor somehow, is going into the cayenne type of flavors. And you're going into that area with this. Though I will say it is a little bit different. There is a little bit of a flora, a fragrance to it. Some people might use that term. So it does have a little of that. It did have a soapy flavor in the beginning. And there's really, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just a small pepper. It's really hard to grasp the whole thing. But it does got a little heat on it. It does got a little kick on it. So just be ready for it when you're eating it. Don't think that it's a sweet one, because it is not a sweet pepper. And that's about it. That was your pod review for the CGN 20800. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.